on.
Save the date.
Miami Carnival 2023
Kicks off with Junior Carnival on Saturday, September 30th.
Panorama Friday, October 6th.
Juve, Saturday, October 7th. Carnival and concert, Sunday, October 8th. Don't miss out on North America's biggest and longest running carnival.
Log on to MiamiCarnival.org
or call 305-653-1877 for more info.
Miami Carnival 2023. Miami Broward Junior Carnival 2023 Family Fun Day, presented by TD Bank on September 30th. Gates open at 1 p.m. at the Central Broward Park, 3700 Northwest 11th Place, Lauderhill, Florida. Bring your blankets, chairs, and umbrellas. Come, relax and see 12 participating junior bands, junior steel band competition, junior soca, calypso, mona, and live performances. Advance tickets available now at all Caribbean outlets and MiamiCarnival.org. Sponsored by Visit Lauderdale, Carnival Renard, Smart Water, Spotify, iHeartMedia, and Synergy TV. Miami Carnival Panorama 2023, presented by Caribbean, powered by Utopia Carnival Cruise and Festival on Carnival Friday night, October 6th. Gates open at 4 p.m. at the Central Broward Park, 3700 Northwest 11th Place, Lauderhill, Florida. Come, enjoy musical selection from defending 2022 champ Lauderhill Steel Ensemble and other participating bands: Mellow Groove Steel Orchestra, New Generation Branches, Metro Steel Orchestra, Sticks and Tones Steel Orchestra, and Junior St. Thomas All-Star Steel Orchestra. Special guest performance by Hellgate Steel Orchestra, Alta Antigua. Advance tickets now available at your local Caribbean outlets and MiamiCarnival.org. Sponsored by Visit Lauderdale, Cambrel Renard, Smirnoff, Smart Water, Spotify, iHeartMedia, and Synergy TV.
Good evening, folks. We're live here 7 p.m. It is September post-Labor Day Carnival. We're here live on the Miami Broward Carnival live stream on Facebook, and we also live stream as well on our Instagram page. I am here with the big bag boss of mass bands, the president of the South Florida Carnival Band Leaders Association, the Honorable Prime Minister of Mass, Nigel Alfred. Welcome, my brother. How are you?
Welcome. Thank you. I'm well. What that title you threw on me there, boy.
Pressure. The pace is on. The pace is on. But we just want to welcome everyone, Nigel. We are at MIA BRO Carnival right now on Facebook Live, and we're also on Instagram Live. We see you guys checking in. And you are on SFCLBA.
SFCBLA.
Repeat it for me again.
SFCBLA.
So many acronyms to remember.
Yeah.
SFCBLA, DNA, all kind of acronyms. But Nigel, my name is Marlon Hill. I'm the General Counsel, Legal Advisor to Miami Broward One Carnival Host Committee, which is the nonprofit organization here in Florida that's responsible for the presentation and production of Miami Carnival in collaboration with the South Florida Carnival Band Leaders Association. It's another nonprofit organization that organizes the well over 20 mass bands, junior carnival bands, and Juve bands as well, Nigel. It's such hard work, Nigel. Before we jump into lots of the great information about Miami Carnival 2023, when was the first carnival, your first Miami Carnival, Nigel? I don't know if you ever shared that.
Oh boy, that my first Miami Carnival was even before I even started living in Florida. I used to live in New York and I used to come down all the time. This was, without giving away my age, but this is well over 20 years, 25 years ago. Yeah.
Excellent. Well, Miami Carnival is going into its 39th year, just to kind of give us some perspective. Yeah. I know that, Nigel, you and I are in our seasoned years, so which means that we started participating in Carnival when we were teenagers or even young people.
Yeah, young adults.
In these United States. But some people may not know, Nigel, that Miami Carnival was started by, some of your ancestors from the tri-state area came down from New York, and they started Carnival. Some people may not know, on Northwest 183rd Street in Miami Gardens.
Yeah.
39 years ago, in the mid-1980s, some of the people that are listening right now on IG and on Facebook weren't even born yet, right? And the Widaka, West Indian American Day Carnival, which is out of New York, they're well over 50 years old, producing Carnival, which is a spin-off of the culture that has generated from across generations from our respective countries, Trinidad and Tobago, Barbados, Antigua. Every single island has its own version of Carnival, pre-Lenten celebrations in some countries, and throughout the year in other days. Correct?
Correct. Yeah. It's been a while, long time, long history in the carnival for sure.
So Nigel, in addition to tell us a little bit about your role in Carnival this year, your leadership role with the Carnival Band Leaders Association, and your affiliation with your own band. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, for those that don't know, I'll just start off. Hey, people on Instagram, if you all can hear me, we doing simultaneous viewings and stuff right now. So I hope you all could hear Marlon as he speaks as well. Trying our best. Of course, I'm linked with One Island, the biggest, the baddest band out of New York, of course. So always started off with my One Island, coming down here all these years. Then I started representing the band here in Miami at meetings and getting a little bit more involved on the carnival scene as the contact here in South Florida. And of course, that led to us, rebirthing the association over the years and getting the bands to participate back in that, obviously, because there was some disconnect over the years. So you have to make those connections to strengthen the carnival and make it a much more viable and better event, that's been here for so long. But I always started off back in the days, not in costume, but in street clothes with my big flag. For those that know me, I always had my big old Trini flag in front of the truck, carrying on and acting like a fool. So that was me back in the days.
You know what, Nigel? A brief technical break. I don't know if you want to join me on the Instagram Live, so I can invite you, and so that folks can also hear you there. Maybe our producers behind the scenes can suggest that we do the same here for you to join me on the Miami Broad Carnival Instagram Live. I'm going to send you an invite if you could just join me there as a guest there, so we can have both of us on Facebook and on Instagram Live. How about that?
Yeah, no, that would be fine.
Yeah. Just go ahead and send me a request.
I'm going to do that.
General information.
Okay.
So folks, you saw the ads at the top of the program as Nigel is going to try to join us on the Instagram Live. He's going to send me a request here on the Instagram Live for Miami Broward Carnival. We are approaching the Miami Carnival. We're in the Miami Carnival season right now. Right now, the mass camps are buzzing. The panyards are in their rehearsal mode. The families and kids are trying to figure out their schedule from this weekend coming up all the way up until Columbus Day weekend. For those of you who may not be aware, Carnival typically starts weeks before the actual parade of the bands, which is the main day. For us, it's going to be on Sunday, October the 8th. Sunday, October the 8th here in South Florida. It's always on Columbus Day weekend for the last 39 years. Miami Carnival is going to be kicking off this weekend. You're going to have the Miss Miami Broad Carnival pageant. That's going to be at the Lou Rawls Performing Arts Center at Florida Memorial University. And we are then, go ahead and send the request, Nigel. And then we're also going to be going straight into the season where the kids are going to have their own parade presented by Visit Lauderdale and presented by TD Bank, or good folks and sponsors there. The kids are going to be at their parade at Central Broad Regional Park, which is located in Lauderhill. You can definitely get more information at miamicarnival.org. We have over 9 junior bands, Nigel, 9 junior mass bands.
Yes. Well, actually, no. Hold on. We have 10.
10.
Oh, 10. Yeah.
Excellent. So let's see if that won't
Hold
work
on
there.
1 second. Let me just mute one of these things here.
Yes. All right, folks, as we make the transition here. All right. Excellent. Thank you, folks, for tuning in. For those folks who are tuning in here, we are broadcasting, simulcasting live on Facebook for Miami Broward Carnival, and also on Instagram live as well for Miami Broward Carnival. That won't work.
That's me.
That's you.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We're going to be giving away some tickets for Miami Carnival and Juve as well for the faithful Carnival voices that are here online. We're going to be giving you a quick tip as to how to do that. But we want to jump into the meat of the matter. Nigel, I was just kind of explaining that Kiddies Carnival is going to be September the 30th. I want to give folks the quick schedule. If you want to have a very specific question, whatever your question is, if you are a masquerader, you are a visitor, you're coming to South Florida and coming to Miami and Broward County, and you have a question, drop your question in the Facebook comments, or drop your question in your Instagram live. If we can't get to your question today, we promise you someone will message you back with an answer to your question. If you have any other questions, you want to speak to someone, just remember the Miami Carnival hotline, 305-653-1877. Stay tuned for the ticket giveaways, but we're going to have very specific questions. We want to get you into Miami Carnival to be our special Carnival Voices guest on Miami Carnival, Juve, or if you even want to attend the Junior Carnival as well, for those people that are tuning in and are helping us to share the word about Miami Carnival 2023. So you're good now, Nigel. You're set. I like the picture in the background there. You're kind of pulling out the ancestors.
Yes.
Because that's what Carnival is all about now.
It is. It has a lot of history, a lot of historic value in Carnival. Most people that come into Carnival now think it's just about the beads and the bikinis and the whining and jumping all over the place, but it's ripe with history, going back to the slavery days.
So let's finish up the calendar. So after Kiddies Carnival is going to be on September the 30th.
30th.
Saturday, September the 30th at Central Broad Regional Park. Guys, visit Lauderdale and TD Bank. They're supporting us. Lots of other sponsors, including iHeartMedia. This is really a very, very important event that should be supported by every single person listening and watching us. The kids grow up as teenagers. Some of them are born in the Caribbean. Most of them are more than likely born in the United States. Because of the growth of the Caribbean American community. They get to understand the culture. They get to experience the culture. These mass bands, the mass bands have to raise money, Nigel. Tell us a little bit about the process that the mass bands have to go through to put together a junior mass band or even an adult mass band.
Well, as we're on junior bands, I definitely want to comment on that, and I want everybody to please, those that are in Florida around this time of the year, September 30th, to come out and support the Junior Carnival. Is very, very, very important, right? You have a lot of changes with Junior Carnival in terms of the route and a little bit more connectivity. So if you've been there in the past and you're sitting down like on the grandstand or the north stand, far, far from everything, all of that is changing this year. So come out, you'll be a little closer to the action and see the kids involved and stuff. A quick little shameless plug, my daughter will be playing for the first time as an individual, so you'll need to come out and see her. But it takes a lot. Most people think they look at Carnival, they look at bands, whether it's adult bands, junior bands, and they say, okay, these bands making a lot of money and they're doing this. It's really not like that. I mean, look from the outside looking in, it may seem that way, but it's a lot that goes into these productions to get Carnival going. There's a lot of risk in it and so forth, because everybody's still always last minute, right? So with all the moving parts of Carnival, the production people, designers, all the different vendors that you have to think, the truck guys, the DJs, the sound system, the sound engineers, security, you know, everything, the food vendors that supply for the bands and so forth. It's a lot of cost.
It's
It's a lot of cost to do.
It's a whole ecosystem.
It's a very, it's a huge
the carnival,
ecosystem.
the carnival economy, right? So there are a lot of people that are working and depend. It's like Christmas for Caribbean people, no, Nigel?
In a way, it is, right? And a lot of Christmases because they have carnivals all over, right? So don't talk about when you gotta transport equipment, merchandise across the boards, across the sea, and all that sort of stuff. So it's a whole big production, really and truly. And when people talk, about pricing and cost, listen, things go up because the seamstress want more, the gem guy want more, the fabric guy want more, the song guy want more. Just to get the truck, it costs more. The fuel for the truck for the whole day, to rent the generator, even the cost that they're putting on the carnival itself with the carnival committee, all those costs goes up. So, if we want to keep this thing that we call culture and this whole environment and everything, it comes with it, unfortunately. And we have to think, nothing ever stays the same. So we gotta go with the flow.
We not only go with the flow, we have to also work hard to improve things, right? Because whenever our patrons and our carnival voices that are online are paying for their costume or paying to come to the event, they expect a certain level of service, and they expect a certain level of excellence, and we want to work diligently to deliver that to them. So after the Junior Carnival, there are over hundreds of events that happen throughout the week, pre-Columbus
weekend.
And then Friday night, another main event for Miami Carnival 2023 is the Panorama Competition, a great event at Central Broward Regional Park. Well over 8 steel bands. We're going to be visiting steel bands from the United States Virgin Islands as well. You saw the commercial at the beginning of the show. If you want to take a break, just kind of chill out a little bit and enjoy, the culture of the first, the only instrument in the 21st, invented in the 21st century from the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. I really want to recommend this event. It's a cool down event before you get ready for Juve the next day. That's what I would recommend. Cool down before you get ready for Juve the next day for Panorama on Friday night at the Central Broward Regional Park. Go home, get some rest, and you get up at 5 a.m., 6 a.m., you get ready for Juve. Tell us a little bit about what the Juve bands have in store for Juve on Saturday, October the 7th at Central Broward Regional Park.
Well, Juve is back in Broward. It was a Herculean task, but Juve is back in Broward. So I hope all you appreciate that and really come out and support the Juve in your numbers, right? But Juve should be fun. It's a much longer route, a little bit more space. I think the logistics of it all is good for us right now that we're working with. And we just encourage everybody to come out and have a good time. But come have a good time, but behave yourself, please. I just ask you to behave all yourself. Don't go mess up the people tree and break down the fence and all that kind of stuff. I know we like to have good time and gallery and all that sort of stuff. But as somebody just said, we're on the outside, yes. So we have to behave while we're on the people's property and not destroy the property while we're there.
We're going to be talking about that in a little bit as well. But we definitely want to thank District 9 Broward County Commissioner Hazel Rogers for helping with the coordination with the Broward County Park System to secure the Central Broward Regional Park for the return of Juve back to Lauderhill. Greatly appreciate her support, and also the mayor and commissioners of the city of Lauderhill as well. Nigel, there will be park and ride shuttles from the swap shop. And also from the Lincoln Square building in Miami Gardens to we have one question from one of our Carnival voices here on Instagram Live, whether or not there will be improvement on the park and ride shuttle. This Carnival voice patron obviously had a bad experience with the park and ride shuttles. We always are aiming to improve, to have more shuttles running more frequently. We certainly want to encourage the patrons to take advantage of the park and ride both on Saturday, to Juve, and also to Sunday on the parade of the bands. The park and ride locations are, if you go to miamicarnival.org, you will be able to see the locations there. We're going to be, please follow the Facebook page and the Instagram page. We're going to be running some ads and some maps to give people directions as to how to get to Juve and to the parade of the bands using the free park and ride. Please do not park illegally, whether it's in Lauderhill, Broward County with Juve. If you see a no parking sign and you see towing strictly enforced, please don't complain when you come back and your car is not there, because the rules of parking, unauthorized parking, is going to be strictly enforced. We want to encourage you to come up with a travel and a parking plan for the day off. Are you going to be carpooling? Where are you going to park? Is it free? Is it paid? Come up with a travel and a parking plan. I promise you, your day will be more enjoyable.
Yeah. Correct, Marlon. Just one more important thing. Guys, just remember, very, very important. There is absolutely no parking on the Juve site. So those that are, were familiar with Juve in Broward for some years back, you were able to park in the front of Juve. There's no parking there whatsoever. So as Marlon just said, let's use the park and ride. Let's carpool, keep the flow of the cars down. It's best to carpool and have a designated driver. You don't want anybody getting pulled over and get cited for a DUI or anything like that. So let's have a designated driver. We don't want to cause accidents from anybody intoxicated. The less vehicles that we have out there, the better, and the better the experience it will be for you. So use the park and rides. Don't come to the park in Broward by the cricket stadium there to park. Stay away from there. Don't drive there looking for a park there. Go straight to the swap shop as one location, the Lincoln Square building as the other location, as Marlon said, right?
And we also have the Diamond Lots station, which is located in Lauderhill as well, for parking, for the park and ride. So stay tuned on both the Facebook and Instagram Live for more information about the park and ride shuttles. Take advantage of the ride and share services that may be provided. Carpool as much as you can, but I would highly encourage you to come up with a travel and a parking plan, both for Juve and for the parade of the bands on Sunday. Now, Nigel, the Juve bands, you need to be registered to participate in a particular band. But if you are a non-registered Juve reveler who like to pollinate the rest of the bands, what's your advice for that person?
Well, we know Juve is not a what do you call it? Juve is a participation sport, right? We don't come to sit down to watch Juve. We like to participate. So all I'm asking people that come to the park and they're not necessarily with a band, come there, you have a good time. If you link with a band, you need to just follow the instructions of the marshals and the security people at the band, especially around the trucks, the vehicles, and so forth. Don't give them a hard time. Everybody's trying to keep everyone safe. So have a good time at the park. Walk with your cash to support the vendors, the bar at the park. You can't come by a truck to get a free drink, so don't bother to bring your little styrofoam cup trying to get a drink from off the truck, right? Unless you're with the actual band. But if you're coming in and you pay at the gate, walk with your cash, support the vendors on site. Don't jumbie the paid masqueraders in the band. We want you to come, enjoy, have a good time with us, but don't jumbie the paid masqueraders, right? And follow the instructions, please. It's very important. Safety is paramount.
Is jumbie a noun or a verb?
Both. Both.
Right. So Juve goes from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. at Central Broward Regional Park. We want you to have a good time there. And then after Juve, you can go home, get some rest, or partake in the number of the other activities that are throughout South Florida. The next big day on the schedule, Sunday, October the 8th, the parade of the bands, half an hour away on a good day. But You have to have a travel plan and a parking plan for the Parade of the Bands at the Miami-Dade Fairgrounds and Tamiami Park. We definitely want to thank Nigel, the Greater Miami Convention and Visitors Bureau, and Miami-Dade County Parks and the Miami-Dade County Mayor's Office, Daniela Levine Cava, for providing the support for the Parade of the Bands that will be happening. Big day. It's our Carnival Day. It's our Carnival Tuesday, as you would call it, Nigel. How many mass bands are participating? What's the parade route? Is it going to be the same for the masqueraders? Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, so we actually have, 18 bands. So we'll have 18 bands on Sunday. Juve have 19, but 18 bands on Sunday. The route is similar to last year, just about the same thing. They have
Masqueraders only, no?
Yes, masqueraders only, of course, with your costume. Again, these things, the rules are in play, not to punish you, right? Bills have to be paid. All these things have to be done. It's not to punish you. But we just ask everybody, if you're not a participating masquerader, don't just put on an old costume and go down there and try to fight the security by the gate saying you have on a costume without your wristband. Leave that bad behavior at home. Only go inside the people park, pay by the gate, go inside. The funds are needed to keep our culture going. There's no big sponsors. The government is not sponsoring the carnival. So the carnival committee needs the revenue. And everybody talk about gatekeeping and all this sort of stuff with our culture. But if you're not putting money into the culture, how would we continue it, right? So don't look at it as a punishment. Continue to support the movement altogether. Either join a band, or if you come there, pay at the gate, don't go jump the people's fence and break things down and all that sort of stuff. But come in, have a great time. Masqueraders, if you're listening, very important. Once the band hits the stage, that is not the end of the parade route. We have moved the stage a little bit earlier than you normally would have seen in prior years, and that's because we need to get every single band on stage before the hour is, right? There's a strict music cutoff time, and if we don't get our bands on stage, it's unfair to the other individuals. So we have moved the stage a little bit to allow people to get onto the stage on time, but the carnival does not stop after the stage. Remain with your band and continue partying all the way down to the breakdown area until they stop. Right? Very important.
So Nigel, so if you are a patron or a masquerader, you need to know the lineup of the bands, where your band is located. Where should someone go to find that out?
That information is actually, we have that on the SFBA website. Not actually on the website, on Instagram. You could just tune into SFCBLA Instagram. Miami Carnival also has the lineup on their Instagram page as well. So you will see the order of the trucks. If your band is early, the carnival must start on time. Do not come to the park at 6 o'clock and expect to see your band that's early and you're getting a jump. So if you want to jump with your band and gallery with your band early, make sure you come on time and know your times. The band should be able to tell you what times to meet and meet at the appropriate time so you could show the love to your band and they could get judged appropriately. All right? You have a whole day to party.
So let's just give folks a sense of the schedule to that day. The bands are going to assemble at around 10 a.m. down at Tamiami Park in the south, right? The trucks will line up. They are in order of the lineup, right? Those are for the masqueraders, the masquerader parade. But if you are a non-masquerader, of course, go to miamicarnival.org, purchase your ticket, like you would for the Renaissance concert or any other big concert. Purchase your ticket, right, to support the presentation of the culture on the parade stage. And then you also have the main concert stage, which has a whole lineup of Caribbean all-stars on the main stage going all the way until 11 p.m. And then you have all your Caribbean culinary delights and your crafts as well in the Miami Carnival Village on the fairgrounds. And if you're going to travel, again, you're going to have free park and ride, Tropical Park. You can park and ride from Lincoln Square. Check the Miami Carnival website and social media platforms for the free park and ride or the ride and share. If you do park in the neighborhoods unauthorized, towing is going to be strictly enforced. If you're a vendor, purchase the vendor permit and sell your wares inside the fairgrounds. Otherwise, you may get a ticket from Miami-Dade County code enforcement as well. So we're asking you to follow the rules. And because the roads, there are not that many entries into the fairgrounds, and you have 25,000 people coming at 2 o'clock, at 3 o'clock, you're going to have traffic. Okay, so you may have to get dropped off and walk in a little bit, but be careful of where you park. Do not park in unauthorized areas. Please have a travel and a parking plan to come to the carnival on Sunday, October the 8th. So Nigel, I want to, while we're coming down to the last few minutes that we're here, we're going to be taking some questions from the folks. But for the folks that want to win these tickets to Miami Carnival, Panorama, Junior Carnival, or Juve, we're going to have a rapid raffle here on the Facebook page and the Instagram page of Miami Carnival. Just tag somebody that needs to know about Miami Carnival in the comments on Instagram, or tag somebody on Facebook using the hashtag Miami Carnival 2023. Tag them, tag your friend, hashtag Miami Carnival 2023, and our social media staff will gather some names and we'll do a raffle and connect with you on Instagram or Facebook to give you some tickets to Juve, Miami Carnival, Panorama, or Junior Carnival. So Nigel, on the main stage, who are you most excited to see? On the main stage, we're going to have Bunji Garland and Faye and Lions, Olatunji, Pomper from St. Kitts. We're going to have Skinny Fabulous from SVG, Ricardo Drew from Antigua, Claudette Peters from Antigua, Asa Banton, the Booyah Boss, is going to be on the main stage from Dominica, Tedison John from St. Lucia, Iowa George, Julian Believe from Bahamas, the Unit Band, Unity, America's Soca Queen, and hosted by Dr. J and Barry Hype. Who are you looking forward to?
Now, you see all that lineup, right, Marlon? Look at that lineup you just called. And some people, what's it cost to get into the park? About $20, $25 to get into the park. Guys, don't storm and break down the fence. All this lineup you're getting is not cheap, but you can't go anywhere else for that type of price and get that type of entertainment. You know what I mean? You all need to support, seriously. So make sure you buy your tickets. Go to MiamiCarnival.org. Purchase your ticket. Don't break down the fence. Purchase your ticket. Support the culture. Look at all these people. Look at that lineup. You know what I mean? Look at that lineup that will be on stage. Plus, you're seeing costumes and so forth. But you know, I'm a straight bungee. I'm ready to see my boy Olatunji. Can't miss it. For sure, for sure, for sure. You know what I mean?
Great lineup. Great lineup.
It's a really nice lineup.
Very nice. And you never know, we may have some surprises over the next couple of weeks. Patrice Roberts, to one of our listeners, or Carnival Voices on Facebook. She will not be on the lineup yet. We don't know, but she's definitely not on the lineup right now. But those are some of the other artists that are performing. You can go to MiamiCarnival.org and find out who's on the lineup. Send any of your questions. I know that folks are tagging their friend, hashtag Miami Carnival 2023. We're going to give away 2 tickets to Miami Carnival, Juve, Panorama, Junior Carnival, and the Parade of the Bands. If anyone has any very specific questions that they would like to ask right now, let me just check the Instagram live to see. We talked about the shuttle service. We're going to try to do better. Promise. Brelocks. Will there be shuttles to the Juve? Yes, we talked about that. We're going to have free park and ride shuttles to the Juve. Will Nadia Batson be at the concert? No, she's not part of the lineup right now on the main stage, but lots of other great entertainers all across the Caribbean. And don't forget, the mass bands are part of the entertainment. They're part of the presentation. They're presenting their costumes. They're competing for prize awards, right? Which means, what are some of the elements of the competition, Nigel? Real quickly, tell us about that.
Of course, you have the theme. You have your entire presentation of what the band is actually presenting on stage. A lot of you think it's always just about costume, but that costumes is not everything, right? So you have your theme, your color, how your band flows, the story that you tell. So as a masquerader, you can help your band win. by that energy you present on stage. And when it's time to come off, come off. Don't run back on and you do all that sort of stuff because you interrupt the flow. The judge is looking for a flow of the band, right? So keep that in mind. So if you want to be with a winning band and they say, okay, section number one, thank you very much, make your way to the side so they could have that flow and the judge could flow. The judge can flow, judge the band appropriately. But
so Nigel, are the mass bands still taking registrations for Juve and for Parade of the Bands? When do you cut that off? When do you cut that off?
some bands are already cut off, right? We are actually what 2 weeks, 3 weeks into the game. Costumes have already been ordered. Most of them are on the way. Who is just finishing up whatnot. So, some bands are sold out completely. Everything, they're not taking new orders, especially special orders. Anything that you get right now may be things that are in inventory that they may have ordered extra of. So they have there. So everybody that's last minute that may want to come and participate, you'll still be able to get a costume with some entities and so forth. But we're very late into the stage. Everybody is ready. Preparations in full force. And, we're ready to mash up in a good way. Good mashup.
Excellent. So Breelocks definitely wants us to improve the park and rides after Juve. Breelocks, if you have any very specific suggestions with regarding that, please send us a very specific DM. We will try to see if we can give you some more information as to the location of the park and ride shuttles, both after the challenges are usually after Juve and after the Parade of the Bands, right? So we want to encourage you to, if you are going to utilize the park and ride, right? Or you're going to drive by yourself because there's free parking at the fairgrounds on Sunday.
Parking is free.
Free parking, over 6,000 spaces, right? If you get there early, the key, I want to give you a tip. Some tips and some do's and don'ts. Get there early and just enjoy the line and relax yourself. If you are going to be somebody, if you have your makeup appointment at X time, have a travel and a parking plan to get there early and relax yourself. It's the best advice I can give you. Get there early for Juve, relax yourself. Get there on Sunday, relax yourself. Hang out with your family. Don't stress in traffic. Because when people are stressed in traffic, that's when they make bad decisions. Parking unauthorized areas, doing things that you're not supposed to be doing. Get there early. Plan your carnival schedule, right? You're already going to be hanging out with the different fetes and all of that stuff. Don't try to do everything. You got to pace yourself. You got to hydrate, right? It has been very, very hot, right? You got to hydrate. More water than liquor, please. The biggest question that we get from the Miami-Dade Fire Rescue and from the Broward Fire Rescue during the carnival weekend, dehydration.
Mm-hmm.
Dehydration is the #1 rescue request. Please hydrate with water, more water than liquor. Comfortable shoes, sunscreen. Even though we're more people of color, we are impacted by the sun. Put on your sunscreen, right? Buy your tickets in advance. Come up with your schedule with work and family and a travel and work plan, and make your carnival weekend stress-free. We have the folks, Nigel, that are tagging their friends. I see a lot of people want to win these tickets to Miami Carnival. And I see Lady Mystique maybe she wants to come in and join us. She's a female host out of Central Florida, one of our big supporters, Lady Mystique, one of my FCSA sisters from Central Florida. Want to say big ups to her joining us here live on Carnival Voices. Nigel, anything else that you wanted to add? What's different about 2023 as we come to a close?
Okay. Funny thing is, 2023 is a different year. It really started off a little strange in the carnival community. It's been one of those years. I tell you the truth, it's been one of these years that thing. But I guess it's a reset. But we're looking forward to enjoying it, and we have to make the best of it. And listen, if you out there are looking and you're going to participate in this carnival, whether you're just spectating or you're actually playing mass, we ask everybody to cooperate with the entire system this year. It's very important that we all cooperate with the entire system.
And we have to self-police each other. We have to check each other. If this is somebody trying to break down a fence, trying to damage property, parking in an unauthorized area, even though they may not listen to you, but check them and say, listen, guy, this park, you can do this, you can do that. We really need each other to support each other.
It's important.
Follow the rules. It's so important because it impacts the Carnival organization's ability. Joan Hinkson, chair of the board, Myra Zamora, executive director. You have the board of directors. You have a number of volunteers that have been supporting us, college students from the Caribbean Students Association, working hard. Please listen to the folks that have credentials from the mass bands, the marshals. Listen to the band leader, DJs, in terms of the communication between DJs and the band leaders. Listen to the police officers, obey the rules. It will make your Carnival weekend stress-free and enjoyable. This is what we're really asking of folks in an extra way in 2023. You see the flyers on the social media. Bossa wine, play mass. What other slides you have there, Nigel? Breaker, don't break no branches.
Throw pelt waste, not waste. Yeah.
Pelt waste, no waste.
Not waste, yeah. Right. So it's important that we all in this together. It's very important because the future of this great event, it just makes it more difficult.
Absolutely.
To get it planned and processed. So I need everybody to really and truly be on board.
Absolutely. So please follow SFCBLA for the South Florida Carnival Band Leaders Association, President Nigel Alfred and his board of directors. And please also follow at MIABRO Carnival, Miami Broward One Carnival Host Committee. We want to say a big thanks again to the Greater Miami Convention and Visitors Bureau, Mayor Daniel Levine Carver, and the Miami-Dade Park System, and also Visit Lauderdale and TD Bank. And we have a host of other great sponsors, Carib Beer sponsoring, Panorama, iHeartMedia. Just go to MiamiCarnival.org. That's your central place to get all the information that you need. The Miami Carnival hotline is 305-653-1877. That's the phone number there for the Miami Carnival office. Or just send them a DM on the social media platforms, or info@miamicarnival.org. How can folks reach out to the Band Leaders Association, Nigel?
Band Leaders Association, sfcbla.org website, sfcbla.org. You can get us on Instagram or Facebook at sfcbla on Instagram. The email address is on there. You can simply use the sfcbla@gmail.com or info@sfcbla to send any requests and so forth, right? Very important.
And before I go, I know what one of our Carnival voices, we like to respond to our Carnival voices. Lene McNabb is asking us the difference between being a masquerader and a non-masquerader. It's a very important distinction. For Juve, you register with a Juve mass band. They give you a package, all inclusive, snacks, food. They give you whether it's paint, powder, mud, chocolate, cocoa, whatever. And you enjoy the amenities of that mass band with a wristband. If you don't register with that mass band, you are a non-masquerader with the Juve band. And it's the same thing for the mass band. If you want to be a part of the mass band, register with the mass band, costume, food, music, drinks, all inclusive. The non-masqueraders must go into the fairgrounds where they can watch the mass bands cross the parade stage. You can connect with your friends in the mass band as a non-masquerader when the band breaks down in the area. And then you'll enjoy the concert. You'll enjoy the food. You'll enjoy the entire atmosphere. But if you want to be really a part of the jam and wine, if that's what you want, and you want to invest into the experience of being in part of the carnival, the best way to do it is to register with a mass band. Otherwise, you can support it as a non-masquerader, but you won't have the full amenities and experience as a masquerader in a Juve band or a mass band. That's the best way I can explain it, Lene McNabb. So that's a good way to close, Nigel, is to register with a mass band if you want to have the full all-inclusive experience. But if you just want to chill and kind of watch things and come close, but not as you said, Nigel, don't jump in mass band. Don't jump the folks in the mass band. Don't jump the fence. Don't jump the trees that are in the park or the trees that are in the venue. Don't jump anything.
Right. Don't jump the scene, as we say. Don't jump the scene.
Don't jump the scene. That's a good way to close. So thank you for joining us here on Carnival Voices. We may have another one of these as we draw closer. I can see the sleeping nights in Nigel's mass band leader's eyes as the last beads and the last pieces of glue and the last feathers are.
Pressure. Carnival is pressure. Pressure. But it is what we live for. And we got to keep it going.
But thank you again for tuning in to Miami Carnival Voices 2023, the 39th year of Miami Carnival. Please visit miamicarnival.org for more information. Stay tuned on the social media platforms. For those folks that tag their friends with the hashtag Miami Carnival 2023, we promise you we're going to be drawing tickets to win tickets to the Parade of the Bands on Sunday, October the 8th, Juve on Saturday, October the 7th, Panorama on October the 6th, Junior Carnival on September the 30th. We appreciate you supporting the culture. Make sure that you don't jump in the scene, but just play your mass. See you soon here on Carnival Voices.
All right, everyone.
Save the date.
Miami Carnival 2023
Kicks off with Junior Carnival on Saturday, September 30th.
Panorama Friday, October 6th.
Juve, Saturday, October 7th. Carnival and concert, Sunday, October 8th. Don't miss out on North America's biggest and longest running carnival.
Log on to miamicarnival.org
or call 305-653-1877 for more info.
Miami Carnival 2023. Miami Broward Junior Carnival 2023 Family Fun Day, presented by TD Bank on September 30th. Gates open at 1 p.m. at the Central Broward Park, 3700 Northwest, 11th Place, Lauderhill, Florida. Bring your blankets, chairs, and umbrellas. Come, relax and see 12 participating junior bands, junior steel band competition, junior soca, calypso, mona, and live performances. Advance tickets available now at all Caribbean outlets and miamicarnival.org. Sponsored by Visit Lauderdale, Carnival Renard, Smart Water, Spotify, iHeartMedia, and Synergy TV. Miami Carnival Panorama 2023, presented by Caribbean, powered by Utopia Carnival Cruise and Festival on Carnival Friday night, October 6th. Gates open at 4 p.m. at the Central Broward Park, 3700 Northwest, 11th Place, Lauderhill, Florida. Come, enjoy musical selection from defending 2022 champ Lauderhill Steel Ensemble and other participating bands: Mellow Groove Steel Orchestra, New Generation Branches, Metro Steel Orchestra, Sticks and Tones Steel Orchestra, and Junior St. Thomas All-Star Steel Orchestra. Special guest performance by Hellgate Steel Orchestra, Alta Antigua. Advance tickets now available at your local Caribbean outlets and miamicarnival.org. Sponsored by Visit Lauderdale, Cambrel Renard, Smirnoff, Smart Water, Spotify, iHeartMedia, and Synergy TV.